about the criminal penalty, we have a criminal attorney, Miss Melissa Vickers, with us. Attorney Vickers, she is a board-certified criminal trial attorney with 23 years of experience. She has represented adults and juveniles in all aspects of their cases. She has won various awards for outstanding service. Please welcome Ms. Vickers to share the criminal penalty perspective of the law. Melissa, are you here?
Thank you so much. Yes, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, hi. Thank you so much for having me for this very important conversation. So I was asked specifically to look at Section 7, which is the housing restrictions and real property purchase of Chinese citizens. And I have a couple of different issues with it. Number one, I think it violates the 14th Amendment for the equal protection and due process rights of people. And then secondly, it also violates the Fair Housing Act. The Fair Housing Act, just so you all know, states that it is illegal to refuse to sell housing based on race, color, national origin, sex, handicap, familial status, or religion. And that is governed by the Florida Commission on Human Relations. So there's several problems with this law legally. I think there's going to be several constitutional challenges that go up when it is on appeal. As far as the criminal prosecution goes, this is scary. The title of this section says purchase or acquisition of real property by the People's Republic of China prohibited. So you can be, if you purchase a home and you're prohibited, you can face up to 5 years in prison, 5 years of probation, and a $5,000 fine. And that's if you don't know. That's without the knowledge intent that Clay had mentioned briefly when he spoke. If you knowingly sell a property to a Chinese citizen, you can be held in jail up to 1 year, given 1 year probation, or a $1,000 fine. So it's further discrimination against the Chinese and the buyers rather than the seller selling it to make the penalty much higher for the buyer than it is for the seller. It's just discriminatory altogether. And quite frankly, Section 7 of this just needs to go. I don't know if it's possible to go back and repeal it or vote again, but Section 7 is extremely discriminatory and needs to be out.
So Melissa, you mentioned about the criminal penalty because most of us, we don't understand the criminal provisions. In your experience, from your 23 years of experience, do you have anybody, they go to jail because of buying a house?
I've never had that happen before.
What other charges usually when they go to jail for 5 years? What other do they have? Do you have any charges in order to for them to go to jail?
Sure. When you child abuse, when you beat somebody with a bat or a weapon, if you have a gun, if people who have several crimes in their history can go to prison. But this law alone opens you up for the possibility of having to do jail and or prison time, which is extremely scary for just purchasing a home, not doing anything illegal, not trying to do anything illegal, just purchasing a home in Florida can get you in jail or prison, which is very scary. So no, I have never had anybody experience anything like this.
So the charges, if you go to jail, the charges will be, instead of like a grand theft, battery, you'll be the charges will be like what?
I believe the title. So normally what she's talking about is when you're accused of a crime, you're accused of battery or assault or grand theft or murder or something like that. So here, I believe the charges would be illegal purchase or acquisition of real property by the People's Republic of China. That would be the charge that someone is charged with, which is just, again, extremely discriminatory and violating constitutional rights up and down.
Thank you so much, Melissa.